Hello everybody, Michael Irwin again here, and this video is going to be a little different because this is behind the scenes, and so I'm actually recording on my phone, and we'll see how this goes. So here we are. Here's how I make the videos. I'm going to flip the camera around, and we'll take a look at my setup that I've got here at home. I think it's a pretty slick setup, and I could probably start live streaming and do all that kind of stuff. But anyways, here we go. So here's my setup. I've got an ultra wide monitor. This is actually one from work that I use, and so we'll see that here in a minute. I'll show the software that I'm using. I've got a Canon M50 Mark II that I use. So it is a DSLR camera. That's just a kit lens on it. And then I've got two of these Elgato key lights, and I actually just got the second one Black Friday just a couple weeks ago, and so that helps me do a lot of the lighting kind of setup. I've got one of the Stream Deck the Stream Decks right here that lets me kind of press buttons and switch things, so I can kind of toggle the lighting and that kind of stuff, do things directly from here, or like changing I've got some hue lights that are behind me. I can change some of the colors and that kind of stuff, and I'll talk about some of the other ones in just a little bit. So one of the things that happens when I'm recording, and I'll show the software here in just a minute, is that it takes a lot of processing power. And so what I've figured out is once I'm doing like Docker and Kubernetes and that kind of stuff, there's not much left on the computer to do the recording. And with a camera like this, I want to do 1080p 60 frames, right? And so what I've actually got is my laptop is back here just in a stand, and I've got an HDMI to a capture card that then actually is going to a PC over here, and you like my cool monitor stand here just on top of a Walmart box. But there's my actual PC there, and just don't mind the mess behind it. And so that's actually my PC. So the Mac is connected to the PC and sends all the video out there. And with the capture card, I can connect another little HDMI monitor to do video out, and so that's what this is as well. Microphone wise, I'm using this microphone. It's the Shure MV7, and I just have it on a boom arm, and that's just USB connected, so I'm not doing the XLR connections and all that kind of stuff right now. It looks like the pop filter's coming up a little bit there, so fix that. So software wise, I'm using a program that most streamers use. It's called OBS, and what OBS does is it lets you create what are called different scenes, and with the different scenes you can set up different sources and whatnot. So this scene that we have here is what I call the camera only, and so this is basically just displaying the camera as you see here. And then I've got other ones that are slides, and we'll see that here in just a second. So like if I pull up slides here, you'll see that it's pretty big, and this is actually just capturing this window over here. So as I make changes to change the slide, you see that OBS is now changing it as well. So it's just basically doing a window capture. But so one of the things that I did was I kind of figured out over time, the right size of the windows and everything that needs to be on my desktop. And I made little scripts that if I click setup here, and I'm going to click this size slides, and what you'll see is that it actually resizes the window and puts it at the right spot. So then it's at the right size here. And that's just using Apple scripts, which feel free to look at how to do all that. But I've got similar ones for a terminal. So if I switch over to one that has the terminal on it, okay, that's a pretty big window there, and it takes up more than the recording screen there. But I've got another one here for a terminal that when I press that resizes the terminal and puts it at the right size here. It looks like I've got the wrong webcam selected there, so let me switch that out. Okay, and so now it puts me back down in the corner there. And you can see the microphone input going up and down here as well too. So OBS, what it lets me do is kind of set up these different scenes, and I can use transitions to kind of transition between and say, okay, I want to go to now my slides, and I can click on slides, and I can say, all right, let me go to the terminal and move that down there. And so I can set up all these different scenes that I want. And then what I've done is on the Stream Deck, made buttons that can say, okay, hey, I want the camera only button, and when I press that, it pulls that up. And I've got another one for slides, and it just changes the scene for me, so I can do it using the Stream Deck here. And then I've made what are called multi-action ones, so I can press stop, and what it does is it kind of blanks out the screen and whatnot. But like the start one, and I can show you this here in a second, that's what actually does the whole kind of kickoff, and now you hear the music going from my last recording here. And so it like changes the scene and plays the music, and then, you know, changes the scene again after a delay, and then, you know, fades out the music and everything too. So that multi-action thing is something that I configure with the Stream Deck here. And if I double click on that, you can see that, okay, it turns off any background music that might be playing, it plays the audio, changes the scene, does a delay, changes the scene again, runs a script to do the lower thirds, which are the kind of the title down on the bottom of the screen. Does another delay, stops the audio, and then if I have background music that I want to play, go ahead and do that. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. So the way that I send it to the capture card when I'm actually recording, I don't keep the preview on this computer just so that it reduces the amount of CPU that I'm doing. And I do a full screen projector onto the Elgato capture card, which is what's displaying here, kind of as just a monitor. But then the computer just went to sleep. But then sends to that as a USB input, and then I'm running OBS over here, and it actually does the OBS running on this computer, and that's what's actually doing the recording, and I upload from there. So it's a little bit of a complicated setup, but it does the job, and that's how I did all my recordings this semester. So I kind of make slides in one window. I'll have another Chrome window for any demos or other kind of stuff that I want to show off and do, and then OBS is the tool that does all the recording. So with a Stream Deck to make switching easy, I have an International Space Station over there, that's cool, and a cool little Docker water bottle here, hooray, and then a Raspberry Pi cluster. So I know my desk is a little cluttered right now, so I apologize for that, but some coupon book that my kids made me for fun things to do with them. But anyways, that's behind the scenes, and if anybody has questions or want to learn a little bit more of how to do OBS and that kind of stuff, feel free to reach out, and I'll be happy to walk people through it. So all right, see you.